looks a little spooky, boys. Do you think we should do this?
Sometimes that is better.
My own brother, a goddamn shit-sucking vampire.
How do we know she is alive?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Good Times, Great Movies. We are an 80s normally movie podcast where every other week we watch a different movie from the 80s and then we talk about it. But during the holiday season, some holiday seasons, we change things up. And
like
we
to
are
spice it.
Yeah, we're in
Like a pumpkin spice.
television, like just like a pumpkin spice.
Yeah.
We can make this whole podcast about why I don't like pumpkin spice and why that makes me a weirdo.
You hate it a lot, huh?
It's
You're
not that I
pumpkin
hate
spicy?
it. I will say my view of pumpkin spice is much like Jane Curtin's view of Halloween in this episode. Where
Oh,
she's
yeah.
like, it's not for me. Hey, listen,
Yeah.
everybody go out, have a good time. Not for me.
It's just not me. But she does have a Halloween shirt on. So do you like pumpkin things? Like, do you enjoy pumpkin pie? Maybe not pumpkin spice?
I don't
Or
like pumpkin
You don't like
pie.
any of the pumpkin things?
Not really. I eat pumpkin pie once a year. It's at Thanksgiving.
Turkey Day thing.
Yep, I will eat one piece, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I am good
That's
for
my
a
pie for
year.
the year.
I don't love it, but I choke it down for tradition.
Wow.
And
I wouldn't
also,
choke anything down for
well, here's the
tradition.
here's the weird thing about this. Years ago, for some reason, I took it upon myself. My job for Thanksgiving, I'm
I
in
think
charge
I
of
remember
pies.
this. You made the
Yes.
pumpkin. Didn't you make a pumpkin pie?
I make 2 pies a year. I always make a pumpkin pie. Nobody ever eats it. I don't know why I still do it. And then I make another one. It's just like I don't know, like a wild card pie. I just pick something and
Oh.
I make it.
Have you ever done a rhubarb? I've always wanted to do a rhubarb pie or strawberry rhubarb. I guess
No,
that's
my
the more
mother-in-law
combo.
does a rhubarb pie that's good.
Ooh, so you can't really compete.
I've never messed with it before. Maybe I will.
Just-
Maybe that's
Maybe this
year's.
is your year to rhubarb. Rhubarb.
I don't think that's a great idea because first of all, nobody eats the pumpkin. I don't want to take much chances with the other one.
Yeah, you might want to stick into like a more steady lane. I hear you.
I really just
Go
try
with
and stay
apple.
with like
Everyone
I really
loves an
just try and
apple.
stay with like apple and maybe there's like some crumblies on top of it.
Oh, I like a good apple crumble. This podcast is about pie.
Everyone has turned
Don't
this
let
off
us-
by this point. Even our regular listeners are like, skip, skip, skip. I'm just going to keep going till I hear the names Kate and Allie.
And this is how they go from a 20-minute, what should be a 30-minute episode, about a 20-minute show.
Yes.
We make it a whole
To
hour long.
potentially our longest episode ever.
Right.
All right. So we're here. We on Halloween, we have been covering sitcoms, Halloween
Yeah.
episodes of
From the
sitcoms.
80s. Sitcoms from the 80s.
Yes. Just as over the Christmas season, we have been doing cartoon episodes regarding the holiday season. And I'm going to say this right now, Jamie, because you and I talked about this, but this is breaking news for our listeners. We're changing things up slightly. The cartoon Christmas pickings are pretty slim. It's so, I even said to you, I'm like, maybe we should start doing some TV shows for Christmas. And then you said, hey, why don't we do Garfield's Halloween for Halloween? So you know what? Now you're never going to know what you get. You could get a
Yeah.
cartoon. You could get a sitcom.
It's super fun. It just makes the holidays around here, that much more fun.
Yeah.
Who knows? But here we are.
Here we
Not
are.
a
We are-
cartoon. Not a Halloween
Thankfully,
cartoon.
we're not talking about a 2-parter like we did
Oh,
with
yeah,
the
no.
Punky
With
Brewster.
Brewster.
That absolute nightmare.
But this does end with sort of a what does happen next. But that's a YouTube issue, right? That's not an episode.
That's
Kate
a
and Allie
YouTube
episode.
issue.
Okay.
I'm going to fill in some blanks for us during this podcast. And I will have in advance posted this on the socials. So maybe other people
Okay.
could watch along
Gotcha.
or watch in prep. But I had to do some digging that I was not prepared to do for Kate and Allie to find out what happened at the beginning and the end of this episode.
What's missing from the beginning? They're all just getting ready for a Halloween party.
No.
Or for the Halloween
Okay.
parade.
All right. You know what? We'll get into it.
Here we
We're
go.
covering Kate and Allie. The episode name is Halloween 2. Then I looked for if there was a Halloween 1. No other Halloween episode for this
They
show.
just call it Halloween too. Okay. Fair enough.
Makes no sense.
Now, I did used to watch this show, Kate and
Sure.
Allie. I was a
get
fan,
into it.
but I will say that like it's not one of those shows that I was like I remembered, oh yeah, there was this. So there's Kate and Allie, and what is their situation? One's a divorcee.
They're both
and
divorcees.
Both divorcees. And I didn't know this fun fact, or I didn't remember this fun fact. They live in the East Village. They live in.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either, but I
had
didn't
no
take that
idea.
in as a kid watching it. I don't think I wouldn't have even. It wouldn't have mattered to me then. So, but there are two divorcees living in the East Village. Kate has the boys. No, Kate has the girls. Kate has one of the girls.
Yeah, Kate has one of the girls. The one who is dressed as Carmen Miranda.
Yes,
is Kate's daughter.
Kate's.
Yes,
and then
Allie, Jane
Allie
Curtin
has the son and the other Bride of Frankenstein.
Bride of Frankenstein. Yes,
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, no, you got
Okay.
it. You totally
All right,
got
I do
it.
have it. I do have it, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I am,
And it's kind of like an odd couple situation because I remembered as we were watching it, Allie is the straight-laced one and Kate's kind of the goofy.
That's
funny one.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a very similar relationship to Kate and Allie where I know it was on. I know I watched it.
I watched it, yeah.
I couldn't tell you a thing. The house looked very familiar. I of course remember the entire set, but like specific episodes, what happened? There's no way. I don't remember any of this, but I think it ran for like 6 years. I saw.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
This episode aired on oh my God, could you imagine? October 27th of 1986. Directed by somebody named Bill Persky, and written by two people, Anne Flett Giordano. And
wait, is that one name, Anne Flett Giordano? Did you just accent? Okay.
Just a little hyphen there.
Okay, gotcha. Got it.
Yeah, and then Chuck Randberg. So the guy who made this show, apparently he was a big producer and writer for the Dick Van Dyke Show and the show That Girl, and the other two. This writing duo, they must have worked together a lot. I looked through their IMDb. They did a ton of Frasier and a ton of that. I never saw
I could
a moment.
see that with some of that banter that they had there going. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've never seen a
tracks.
moment of the television show Hot in Cleveland. But I remember Betty White was
is that the one
in
with
it.
Valerie Bertinelli?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they did a lot with that show. So,
Okay.
working for a long time. Very cool.
Good.
So let's go through our cast real quick. Susan St. James is Kate.
Yeah.
Jane Curtin is Allie.
Yep.
We know them from, what is it? How to Steal $1 Million from a Mall?
Mall. Was that it? That wasn't that. It was How to Steal $1 Million.
Mall
But was
robbery?
the mall in there?
How to Make $1 Million?
How to Make $1 Million or something like that.
How to Lose
How
a
to
Guy
be
in
how
10
to be
days?
how to be a wealthy housewife? How to make a lot of money real fast.
The first thing
The
you
mall
said
word-
is a title that makes total sense for what that movie was about.
Right. Right. There was no word mall in it, but the mall was a big part of it. But yes,
Yeah.
they're both in that. They're both in that. And they must have seen the chemistry between them. I think it was Jane Curtin just needed a show, right? They needed to put her on something where she could be seen on a nightly basis or a weekly basis.
Hold on a second.
Other than SNL, let's be honest.
Love it. You're close, but you're not quite right.
Oh, where am I?
Susan St. James, she was the first one cast in Kate Now.
Oh.
She's like, I'll do it. Great. Wonderful. Jane Curtin was like, I do not know sitcoms for me. I'm afraid. No, thank you. And then Susan St. James was like, maybe you want to do this. And she showed her the script. And then Jane Curtin was like, all right, I'll do this with my buddy.
Oh, that's fun. Look at that. Okay.
Yeah, very cool. Ari Myers is Kate's daughter. Allison Smith is Allie's daughter. And then Frederick Kohler is Chip, Allie's son. And he was one of the kids in Mr.
Yeah,
Mom.
we saw him. Oh, that's where he's from. Yeah.
And the kid who plays Dr. Frankenstein,
Oh, we've seen him.
don't know what characters he played in these, but he was in Howard the Duck and that horror movie, The Funhouse.
Okay.
So,
Good for him
I have
getting
no
work
idea.
around. Okay.
All right, let's let's dive into this.
All right, here we
Horror
go. An
Halloween.
episode of Kate Allie. Pretty fun, if you
Okay.
ask me. Yeah.
So, first bit of missing pieces from this. We open this, the way it's set up on YouTube. I don't know who put this here. I don't know why they cut out the first minute and the last minute and was like, meh, that's good enough. The way Kate and Allie always started was it was the two of them out in New York City on the streets, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And they'd have like a bit of witty banter that had nothing to do with the episode, but that's how every episode started. So
we didn't get to see that.
No, because and I don't know if you even noticed this, when it opens, we see a car on the street and then we hear a voiceover of like a voicemail saying, no, Dr. blah, blah, blah isn't in right now, but please leave a message. I don't know if you remember that.
I didn't hear that.
So apparently the episode started with Kate and Allie on the street and they're mad because somebody parked their super fancy Rolls Royce poorly on the street. And they're like, so rude, da-da-da. And I think they see that the license plate is like a doctor and they're like, some stupid doctor. And I'll bet it's a man parked his car poorly. And then we hear the voicemail, but it's a female doctor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's their little beginning.
Yes, exactly.
Opener. Funny.
Yeah.
Okay, that has
Which
nothing really to do with Halloween or anything, but
no, not
and
at
that
all.
wasn't okay.
No, but then it made me think. I was like, oh, that's kind of a fun, like, subverting expectations. Like, you assume it's a man because it's a doctor, but really it's a woman. But then I was like, oh, so they're saying women are bad drivers? Is that what's happening here? I don't think that's what they're trying to do.
So. I don't think so. I think that's an
I
think that's a Doug overthink. I think it's a Dougie overthink.
I shouldn't watch Kate and Allie. I'm going to overthink this whole show.
Yeah.
But that's what we're here to do.
Right.
All right. So Allie, oh my God. I'm going to get these two confused the whole time.
Why? Allie is Jane Curtin. Right?
Thank you. Yes.
And Kate is the other one.
You're going to have to. You're going to have to remind me of this.
Okay.
But yeah, so it opens and Allie is handing out candy. It's Halloween.
I do love as soon as it opens, because it's our 80s movie, it's the 80s decorations, those old school Halloween decorations, the little
just like
pumpkin guy with the floppy arms. Yeah, made out of cardboard hanging. And again, it was like when we watched the Facts of Life episode, the Punky Brewster, not so much, but there's all these like these costumes, right? Like the first group is like this, that was a costume there for a while when it was like punk rock, and you would just get that shiny hair wig thing.
Yeah.
And it's a girl. Forget the first three, but it's the mom is dressed up too, right?
Who are we talking about right now?
The first trick-or-treaters that come to the door.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, there's two girls, like you said. One has a sparkly wig on, and then there's some woman. I guess she lives upstairs?
Yeah.
Which is revealed later. They're like, Mrs. Smith, is that you there? Because she's dressed as a witch or a vampire witch?
Yeah, as a vampire witch.
She's wearing a witch's hat, but vampire fangs.
Yes.
Okay.
And she's with these other two trick-or-treaters. I can't remember what that second costume was, a cowboy or something. And she's basically like, yeah, no. And because Allie's like, yeah, I'm not into dressing up. And maybe if we have some time. She mentioned something like a moon circle or something, which I was like, yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, she really says like Halloween's for kids. Let kids have their Halloween. She's wearing a shirt with some bats on it. That's good enough for her.
Yeah.
Did you also notice the pumpkin like basket thing that she is holding to hand out candy in? She can barely get her hand in this.
Oh,
this thing is so tiny. She's
Yeah,
trying to like pull Smarties out of it and her hand is almost getting stuck. And then it's just trick-or-treaters after trick-or-treaters, because then these two kids show up. One's like dressed like an army guy and the other one's dressed like a cowboy. These two extras, this kid stares
at the camera. Did you see that? Yeah, I was like, oh no.
I was like, all right, I guess that's a good enough take.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kid,
knock,
that
knock.
was so awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and yeah, then her kids come home, right? It's the,
I mean, the boys.
That the boys come. They're not come
Yes.
home. But and at first I didn't, because I forgot how old the girls were. So I was like, who are these? Again, I couldn't, I was like trying to remember the kids in the show. I knew they had kids.
Yeah.
And these two sort of teenage boys come dressed as Dr. Frankenstein and Igor, really hamming it up, like with the
Oh,
whole, oh, Igor,
it's a bit much. Yeah.
cracking some goofy jokes about, I don't even remember what. Oh, whoops, I'm
It's
on the last page. I'm like, seance. Wait, we're not at the seance yet. The
yeah,
last
I
page of my
understand. It
three-page
was a
notes.
20-minute episode, but
Yeah, no, I was on the,
you're
that's
really
why I was like,
fast
what?
forwarding through the
That's why I thought
nonsense.
it was werewolf. The other guy was a werewolf. Okay. Oh, and then there was the bozo the clown and the guy with the axe in his head. Oh no, that's
Yeah,
the sense. Never mind.
those
I'm
are the
writing all
sons.
kinds of, I'm just
Jesus
reading my
Christ.
notes out loud. No. All right. Sorry.
I know that's what people have come to expect from this. Where in every episode, at some point, you're just reading things. They're like, what's happening? Where am I?
No, I was pages back, like 2 pages.
I
It's
understand.
such
I
a
mean,
short
I
episode.
don't know how many pages of notes did you take for this?
I write
There
big.
is a lot. There's a lot happening. Like I was kind of surprised how much is actually going on in this episode. We watched that Facts of Life one, and in my mind, it felt like nothing. It was just like, okay, it opened, and then we got to the end of it. In
Sure.
Punky Brewster's Nightmare Factory, whatever that thing was, that took a long time, but that was because it was a two-parter.
Yeah.
We had to watch all of those children
And it was
die.
complex. Yeah.
Yes. This is less horrific than that. But yeah, so these older boys show up, and we find out that they're there to take their daughters out. I guess they're dating these
Right.
kids. And this kind of blew my mind. I understand that we're in season 4 of this show. I thought they had children. I know
That's what
kids-
I thought. That's why
Okay.
when this Igor, and that's what I was saying before, that's why when this Igor and Frankenstein, who are like teenage boys, are like, we're looking for your girls. I was like,
Yeah.
this is totally creepy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We don't want any candy. We're here for your
Yeah.
daughters. And I was like,
I was
you
like,
mean the little kids they have?
that's yeah.
I'm sorry. These are sexy teens. I had no idea. I was not ready for that. I was not prepared at all.
No, me
I
neither.
wasn't
was like,
prepared to see the daughter's midriff throughout the entire episode.
oh yeah, because she was the little Carmen Miranda character.
Yes.
And you got to give props. Nobody quite compliments the Bride of Frankenstein for how very authentic she did look.
It does seem odd that she's the only one of this quartet that is not dressed for the Frankenstein movie.
The Carmen Miranda, but I think
Yeah.
that probably fits her personality as a, like, if I remember her character, because
Well, then shouldn't
she's Kate's
Igor-
kid, right? And she's
Oh,
a little
yeah.
bit goofy.
Yeah,
So I think
yeah.
she's goofy like Kate, and
But
that's why she's probably...
wouldn't you think that Igor would want to, I don't know, match her
No.
costume?
No, he's
Like,
the buddy. He's like the boner, if you will. Wasn't that the Mike Seaver's best friend, boner,
Yes.
whatever? He's like the whatever that guy does. At least I think. I don't
okay,
know.
I was going to say, I don't know who these characters are. They could have been boyfriends in this episode and this episode only. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
exactly. I don't know. But the girl, they come, and it's not little girls they're looking for. Whew, aren't we all relieved? It's these two teenage girls that come downstairs, as we said, in these midriff bearing but titular costumes. And so everyone's going to
Titular
the
costumes because it's Halloween too. All the
Everyone's
costumes are
going-
titular because they're dressed up.
they're all going to the Halloween parade is where they're all going, including well, first now the son comes out, and he's dressed as Bozo the Clown with his friend
Yeah.
who's got just an axe in his head.
Great costume,
And-
kid. You put a little axe like Steve Martin would put an arrow through his head. You suddenly have a costume.
And here
Way
we
to
go out there.
Mhm.
And Kate or Allie, you're right now, I'm doing it. Stops
know.
those, goes, smells them out right away, and is like, "What do you got? What do you got in your pockets? Where are you going? Water guns and eggs."
Yeah.
They were ready to, cause a little chaos.
Because
I
there's
guess,
a
at the
there's a
parade.
big the main thing is there's a big Halloween parade that's going to go right down their street, right in front of their house, and these kids were going to throw eggs at the people at this Halloween parade. I mean, I guess it's what kids do. I did find it kind of mean. I was like, that's horrible. Why would you?
Well, they don't get to do it. Allie stops them right in their
I know,
tracks,
I know.
and off they go to the parade. And then finally, hopping down the stairs, Kate is dressed as Peter Cottontail. She sings a whole little ditty about being Peter Cottontail. And again, I was a little at first not put off, but I was like, "Oh wow, we really went for it with the costume." Because she's like, "Yeah, this
Really
is
went
it. What do
for
you
it.
guys think?"
Yeah.
But I also remember that as being Kate's personality in that show was like that kind of goofy, and I'm gonna just
Yeah,
fits for her to be a
I
cottontail.
like it. I think it's an odd choice of costume.
It
Of all
certainly
the
is.
things they could have done, it's like
Yeah.
this is not an Easter episode. Not that she should dress like a bunny for Easter either, but it does seem like a strange choice
Or
to
I
put
would
her
have
in this
liked it
costume.
if she said something like, "Oh, this was from when I was dressed up as the bunny when you kids were little and da 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 da
Sure.
da."
Yeah.
So we
No,
had
she
some
just had that
context to
in her
why.
closet,
Yeah.
I guess.
My God.
Questions
Or
never
again,
answered.
when she meant to order. So they're all going now to the guy, the teenagers
Almost.
go off,
Oh,
right?
I do like the teenagers. I like how I think Kate calls Allie a drag. And the one kid's like, speaking of drag, we
Oh
gotta get
yeah.
out of here so we can see all the best costumes.
There's a lot of
Like,
those
all
kind of
right,
like
okay, I
but
like
um
that.
bum
Yep.
lines. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, like when Allie makes him hand over the egg and he was like, "Where did that come from?" She's like, "Maybe you laid it." I don't know. It's
Yeah,
goofy.
there's a lot of breaks for
Yeah.
applause that sometimes don't come. And this
No,
is when
no,
you're
no,
like,
no, no.
oh, this is when it was filmed in front of a live studio audience. And
Yeah,
if
who
they didn't
wasn't sure if
laugh,
they were
that was
funny. Yeah,
picked
yeah.
up. Yes.
Right. Um, but so the kids all leave and oh no, the kids all leave and Kate is supposed to go with them, but she holds back. And even
Oh,
Allie goes, "Oh, I hear a lecture coming."
yes.
And Kate is like, which again, I think I remember this from episodes as well, where Kate's always trying to tell Allie to lighten up, basically. And
Yes.
she's telling her, like, why can't we just have fun? It's Halloween. And as you said, Allie is very much like, the adults give out the
hmm
candy on Halloween, which is really more of a fun job than you let it be.
I
If you,
I
I
am
enjoy
on Allie's
on
side
Kim.
here
Yeah.
100%. Not
You would
only,
never, even when your kids were little, you didn't do your family is fun. I bet you didn't do like family costumes where
oh my
everybody
God, no.
was a
No, there's no
character.
way.
No,
I would never do that. Carla would never
no,
do that.
no.
Even
Carla wouldn't do it.
she'd be the last one to do it. I'd be
Yeah, that's what
second
I
to
was
last.
thinking.
I'd begrudgingly do it. There's no way.
No, you're right.
Oh, I should try that this year. I should
Good.
see if she'd be into it. I'll just be like,
You
guess what?
might get punched in
I
the
have a
face,
great, I might. Yes.
but I'll pay you $10 to
Yeah.
try.
Yeah. I don't, I understand, like, and I'm not somebody who's like, oh, Halloween's just for kids either. An adult Halloween is different. Like, listen, if I'm going to put on a costume and I'm going to go to somebody's house and we're going to party, great. I am not dressing up to walk outside my door to watch a parade. There's no
Oh,
way.
okay.
I
That's
could
not
go
what you're doing.
without a costume. And also, I
You
do
would
think
go with a
someone,
fun shirt, I'm sure. I could
yeah,
see
okay,
that. You've
maybe.
got fun
Yeah.
Halloween
Oh, no,
shirts.
no, no. I have Halloween shirts. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
But also, I really do feel like somebody should be at home. Somebody should be handing out the candy.
Oh, yeah.
I get a weird sense of disappointment. First of all, if you turn off all your lights and you don't give out candy, fine, whatever, party pooper, okay. I do get a weird bit of disappointment when I used to walk around with my kids when they were smaller and people
Hmm.
would just put out a big bowl of candy and it was like, just take one. Not because I thought people were going to steal it, where I'm just like, it's kind of sad. Like, that kind of takes the fun out of it. I do, like, even when I was a kid, I liked people answering the door and
Sure.
passing out candy. I
Yeah,
don't know.
wowing at your costume. Yeah.
Yes, yet pretending that my costumes looked good.
Yeah. Hmm.
I loved it. But I do find it funny how Allie's like, or Kate's like shaming her, like, you should really go out and have some fun.
Yeah.
Like, this is season 4, lady. You know what
Well,
she's like. This is not
well,
your first Halloween together either.
no, exactly. Well, it shouldn't be, right? You're right.
No.
But it's the first one televised, though.
Right. Good point.
Yeah. There is a funny line. I thought I wrote it down. Funny enough. Um, because Allie doesn't have a costume. Of course, that's a big deal when it's the Halloween day of and you
Of
don't have a
course.
Peter Cottontail costume or anything so elaborate. And Kate's first advice is put a raisin in your navel and go as an oatmeal cookie. That's all.
Did you laugh? Did that
No,
get a
I
little
wrote it
chuckle?
down.
Oh,
I'm like, oh,
okay.
that was an effortful joke.
Yeah.
Um,
When you have time to be like, I guess I'll write that down. An oatmeal cookie. I didn't even notice that. It
I
just,
did. Yeah,
nope, didn't even hear it.
I wrote that one down.
Wow.
But anyway, so Kate does inspire her to go upstairs and get a sheet and make her,
Yes.
so the simplest costume you got is be a ghost.
Yeah.
So, but now, oh, the overlaps.
Oh, we have
Um,
to, sorry, we go to commercial. All right, commercial break once.
okay.
I do
We're back.
always, I just love the fade to black and then we come back in. No fun commercials in here.
I
We've seen
know, kind
them
of a
in
bummer.
cartoons before. We've seen them in
Yeah.
our sitcoms. None. I was a little bit bummed out. I always like the
Mm.
regional commercials just to see where people pulled these from, where it's like
Yeah,
Channel
yeah.
6 in Milwaukee. I'm like, oh, all right, that's fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
We don't get
yes,
that here.
this is, I think it's, I'll spoil it right now. I kind of had fun watching this. Like weirdly enough, watching
Oh,
this,
yeah.
I was kind of like, I could watch more Kate and Allie. And I
Yes,
understand
I felt very
yeah,
comforted by the Kate and Allie vibe.
and I understand that like seasonal holiday episodes are a little bit different, definitely.
Which made me even more want to say,
Yeah.
what is it like on a regular day with you gals?
Yes, but just the
Yeah.
thing we're about to get into, I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah,
Like
we
this
think
is
outside the
crazy, and
box
I
on this
kind of
show.
love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So Kate comes back in the door. They all leave now. Everyone's gone for the, we had our fade out to commercial. And Kate comes back in with a ghost, someone in a ghost costume. And I think she's got to pee. I think they were at the
Yep,
parade and she's like, I
exactly.
got to come inside and go to the bathroom.
Yeah. The
And
parade right outside their door.
which is groovy because
She
they're
had
right
to
in.
grab her friend to come back to
Yeah.
pee. I don't know how many adult beverages Kate was having on the sidewalk, but
I mean,
I
Peter
assume a
Cottontail
lot.
thumps it
Yes,
down.
right.
But underneath the ghost costume is not Allie. It's a
No.
man,
It's
which
a man.
sort
It's a
of.
man. It's a man who I am sure he was convinced he was about to get laid. Like this is a real, like, why would he follow her back?
He was, and that's pretty much what he says was like, I don't know, you took my hand and said, you
Yeah.
come with me back upstairs. And so
Uh-huh.
I said yes. And they have a little banter because she's like, okay, well, this was a mistake and you should go. But she compliments him on his shoes. So he's like, so maybe you'd like to have coffee with me. Like right away,
Yeah.
he's kind of hitting on her. And
Right there.
you could see she's a little unsure if this is but she's like, no, 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 it's not. And then
If this interaction ended here and he left, the most appropriate ask out probably in this entire series, I would say.
right.
I assume they're constantly being hit on by men or whatever.
Mm.
I'm sure that's a thing that happens in the show a lot. But where this goes is crazy, but also the whole time she's trying so hard to get this guy to leave her house and he
Yeah,
will
yeah.
not. Like
No,
everything was red
he
flag
keeps
city.
turning right around. Yeah, I know.
Yes.
And not just like he barges right in, he sits down on her, but because they have a conversation where she says, "Oh no, yeah, I'm divorced," and he says something like, "Well, at least you're rid of him.
He says something like,
I'm a widow."
Yeah, he says
Yeah.
divorce. That sounds pretty final.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
a
that's it.
widow. And she's
Yeah.
like, isn't that more final? But, and again, this whole time she's trying to push this man out of the door of her
Yeah,
house
yeah.
and he will not let her. And then he starts talking to someone who is not there.
Yeah, yeah,
It's his deceased wife.
yes.
He's
the
having
ghost
a
of his deceased wife.
conversation. She doesn't seem very happy with the fact that he just asked this woman out.
Yeah, yeah. He's
That
kind
this
of
woman
jealous.
brought him back to her house. And as you said, I guess his ghost wife has a seat. So he decides, I'm just going to sit on your couch
Yeah,
now.
he just goes down and sits down right next to her. And now I have to say, Kate is not like he says, I think you probably think I'm crazy. She says no, and she kind of says hello and like
Right,
introduces,
yes.
plays along a bit to kind of get him,
You should.
you know,
You should.
comfortable. Yes,
As
comfortable and
you
then
get
leaving.
closer to the phone to call the police, you agree
Yeah.
and you play along. And then you call the police and pretend that you're talking to your sister.
Which is right. Which is kind of what happens because then Allie comes home and she kind of Allie's like, well, who's this? And she points to two people. This is
Yeah.
the gentleman and his wife. And she goes, and his what? Ellen, I think is her
Yeah.
name, or I don't
Uh-huh.
know. Anyway, so then Allie pulls Kate, or Kate pulls Allie aside and is just like, this guy's a cuckoo and we just have to get rid of him.
And I love this. People do this on sitcoms all the time where they're like, can you just excuse us for a minute?
Yeah, and
they walk a foot and a half away. Yeah. And then she's like, this guy's cuckoo bananas. We got to get him out of our house. And the whole time we're like, ladies, call the police. Like, just someone call the police or just go outside. I'm sure there's some people outside, neighbors, whatever.
It's the parade. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but so Allie has a great idea.
Allie's got a great idea.
And she says that they're waiting for a bunch of hockey players basically to come over to have some fun together.
Yeah.
And they really want some alone time with these hockey players.
And she goes like, when she's like, we're gonna have some hockey players over to have some fun. And she goes, like this.
Yeah, yeah.
And the crowd watching this goes wild to the point where I was like, did she do the circle finger with a finger through it? But I rewound it because I really wanted to see what she did. It's not that risque, but yeah, she's like, I got a bunch of big hockey players to come over that we're going to have a great time with.
We got some plans.
You got to go right now.
She even says, because he's like, I don't know. She thinks you're lying. Yeah. My wife thinks you're lying. And she goes, we'll save her a puck. Not a problem. Yeah. And she even says, because you can see now, he's almost convincing Allie, because Allie was like, well, tell her she can come by tomorrow if she wants. Like, it's just, you got to leave tonight. So
it's great. All the nonsense banter we had to deal with in the beginning where these kids, I was like, are we in for a really rough 20 minutes here?
Oh, yeah.
It was all kind of alleviated with this interaction with this guy. And finally he leaves. Finally they get him to leave. But
they say that she could stay. Yes. Leave your wife, well, make her some tea. There's a celestial seasonings joke that gets tossed in there. And they just want to get rid of him because, again, they don't think there is a real ghost. The whole point is just skedaddle to the two.
But he lets them know before he leaves. He's like, all right, I mean, she can hang out with you guys, but I got to tell you, she likes to cause trouble.
Yeah, she's got some bad vibes. And they're like, oh, all right, whatever. So upstairs, Miss Kate goes.
She's had to go to the bathroom the whole time.
Yeah. So she finally goes, and upstairs, when she gets upstairs, written on her mirror with red lipstick, it says, you are not alone.
Oh, no.
Which at first she freaks out. But then there's a punk boy that lived, not punk, but, there's a teenage, preteen boy playing jokes. So she assumes it's him, runs downstairs to get.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yes, she does.
Runs downstairs to get Allie,
right.
And then says, look what your goofy son did. It's so funny. She goes, did he break something? No, it's really funny. And there's nothing on the mirror. But while they're checking out the nothing on the mirror and checking the closet for is he hiding in there, all these noises come from downstairs. The vacuum, the can opener, the blender, all the electronics downstairs are on and freaking out.
Yep. And lights are also flashing.
Yes.
Oh, so much stuff.
And they still are suspicious that it's the kid, the son, but they're also like, this would be a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. I think at this point they're a little bit like, all right, there's something weird going on here because how could you turn on all of these things and then disappear? Right. And also, what'd you do? Just wipe the lipstick off of the mirror and leave no trace? I don't know.
So quick.
But now the girls are back with their dates. And
but the door was bolted.
Yeah, Kate and Allie are like, you know what? Your brother, he's such a turd. Listen to what he did. And the girls say, no,
he was with us.
He's been with us all night.
Yeah.
Commercial.
We just left him at the corner. Yeah.
Yes.
And now.
So here's the only thing that really bothered me about this episode is for some reason we come back from commercial and Kate and Allie have to tell the plot of this show we've just been watching to the children. They have to be like, oh, this guy showed up and, his wife is dead and he said she's a ghost and now she's here. And then I went upstairs and there's mirror and I'm like, we all saw this already. We don't need
the kids need the update. And now we have the full update just in case we forgot while we were watching some of those fun commercials. And then there's this fun back and forth where they talk about ghosts existing and is the ghost here? And the light is flickering the whole time. So if they say, I don't believe in ghosts, the light goes off. When they say it's a good ghost, the light gets brighter and that kind of thing. So there's this whole conversation they all have together, talking about whether or not this ghost is real. And there's a lot of kind of poltergeisty light show things happening.
Great. Yeah.
Yes.
It's super fun. They do get a little political.
Yeah, they do make a little comment.
When they're like, whatever happened to healthcare and education, Reagan? And then I think one of them says that ghosts must be Republican.
Well, because the kid, the Igor, has claims to have a lot of knowledge on ghosts and says that the government does a lot of research on ghosts. And they said whatever happened to healthcare and education.
And this kid's also the one who's talking about seances. This Igor guy seems to know everything about the supernatural.
Yeah, he's pretty well versed.
All characters in a good horror movie, they decide to go check the fuse box together. They all walk
as a group. They all go down,
and Kate and Allie all walk down to the basement together, and they see that there's nothing wrong with the fuses. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine downstairs. Yeah.
Igor's talking about
the back door's locked, so nobody got in. Yeah.
Yep, nobody's there. And when they go upstairs, Jamie, what do they see?
Candles.
Candles. A skull? Just a plastic skull that wasn't there before.
Was weird.
And scary music that was playing.
And a fog machine is on.
Right, a fog machine. So much happening. This ghost is so busy purchasing a fog machine, purchasing a plastic skull, and lighting all these candles that I assume the ghost gathered from various places around the house.
Is this when the guy comes back for a second and is like, oh yeah, she likes matches and candles or whatever, right?
This is when a grown man shows up and says, my wife liked to play with matches. If that is a way that you have to describe your significant other, you need to get out of that relationship.
There's a little bit of trouble there. It's a little instability there.
If I ever meet somebody and they're like, oh yeah, I've been dating this person for a while. One of their favorite hobbies is playing with matches. I'm like, that's not a hobby.
You're scared.
That's something you tell children not to do, and adults know not to do it. Yeah. Wait. Okay. So I have a question. This guy pops back in to talk about this. What do they then just slam the door in his face? What happens?
Yeah, he comes in and asked if she was coming home, right? Doesn't she? He just
I don't know.
Like,
yeah. Oh, and her name is Elaine.
Yeah, that he expected her, and they're like, no, we haven't seen her. We were just in the basement, and maybe she escaped.
All right.
So they send him back off. And I think they're still trying to figure out, like, what is this?
Right.
So they decide to split up and search the whole house. They still are a little bit convinced that it could be. They're not sure.
I don't think
the whole house.
I think they're all on the ghost train at this point. I think Kate and Allie are on the ghost train.
Kate and Allie are on the ghost train.
Oh no.
But now when we go down into the basement, we see and Allie listens in on some of this. We go down to the basement.
Right. Yeah. Allie follows the older kids who are like, we're going to go check the basement again. You guys go upstairs. So she follows them and listens in.
Right. And the youngest boy is down there, and it's like, yeah, we did it, and you can't believe we got the fog machine and everything set up, all right? And we've even convinced Igor to talk about a seance, and they're in and they're scared. So now Allie knows, and she rushes upstairs to tell Kate.
Yes.
So they decide to really play along.
They hatch a plan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is some complex trickery by these kids. And
those little sneaky kids.
Yeah. Part of me was like, did these kids just hatch this plan because they took away their eggs? But this seems to be way more involved in like on the fly stuff.
Yeah, this was part of, I guess, just getting Allie involved in some kind of Halloween stuff.
Right. So Kate and Allie hatch a plan. We don't know how much time has passed. It seems like a decent amount because the seance is ready.
Yeah, they decide they're going to do the seance and maybe call in or call away the spirit of whoever is here.
Yeah.
Whatever. And now Kate and Allie are doing a great job of both of them going like, well, I'm really scared. I'm not sure. Should we sit down? Should we even do a seance? That sounds like a bad idea to bring the ghost in. They do a great job of
laying it on a little thick, a little bit, but you know what? You're still
a little extra sauce, but I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, kids are stupid. They're still buying this. Yeah.
Sure. And so So yeah, so they all sit down at the table
Yeah,
to
right.
start this seance. Igor is kind of doing some sort of
He's
chanting to
running this
call
whole
in.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, they insist the eyes are closed. They don't, the kids do. I think it's Kate that says, "Can I just leave them open?" No, the eyes have to close.
Hmm.
And then out of the closet.
What is this? Is the
And they're
culmination of their
even
entire
sloppy
trickery.
about it.
This
Yes.
is the sloppiest part of
Yeah.
this. Are they on each other's shoulders?
Yes,
Why?
I
Why
think so.
bother?
I think it's a stacking situation. So the two
Oh my
younger boys are
God.
stacked on top of each other with a big sheet over them. And then just like a monster mask,
Just like
not
a
even
Halloween.
like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Maybe wear that out to the parade instead of that bozo thing. But
right?
yeah, it's just a
But
monster
they
mask
come
stuck on
rolling out,
top of a sheet.
even saying like, ow, God, ow, that hurts or whatever.
Hmm.
And Kate or one of them says, "Can I open my eyes now?" And they do, even when they open their eyes to see this nonsense, they scream like, "Oh no,
Yeah.
it's Elaine."
Hmm.
But then out from another closet comes a witchy looking woman that also says something. Now the kids are scared.
Hmm.
And now
Yeah, the vampire neighbor
that
like
was
emerges from the closet. And I guess the
yes,
kids didn't see her, didn't know she was dressed as a
right?
vampire.
No, they didn't.
But she scares them and then goes back in the closet.
Yeah,
The kids are freaking out. Kate and Allie are like, ha, we got you. We knew that you were trying to trick us. Now we tricked you.
sure, sure.
And wait, sorry. Now I'm
Mhm.
confused.
Yeah,
Oh, does Mrs.
they
Greenlee come to the front door? Is
Well,
that's what
then that's
happens,
what
right?
gets
Okay.
tricky
All right.
is
Okay,
they're
sorry.
explaining because they're like, yeah, we got you. And they were like, well, who's that? Oh, because um, even when they're hatching the plan, that is one thing that Allie says is, oh, I know just the person that can
Right.
help us
Yes,
because she's
exactly. Yeah.
referring to who she
Mm-hmm.
met earlier.
Yeah.
So she says, oh, it was Mrs. Greenlee from upstairs. But
Mm-hmm.
then there's a knock on the door before they can open the closet to reveal Mrs. Greenlee.
Yes.
And it is Mrs. Greenlee at the front door
Yeah.
who says, I'm sorry to mess up your little thing, but I thought I left my water on upstairs
It's
and I
a
had to go back upstairs and
it's
check.
the whole thing where she's like, I locked myself out of my apartment. I couldn't get back in,
She
and I
seems
couldn't
a
get in
little
your place.
unstable.
Okay. All right. I assume Mrs. Greenlee is a regular on this show. And
Yeah.
that's another reason why I was like, I think I want to know what Mrs.
I think I
Greenlee's
want
up
to come
to
back. Yeah,
on the
I'm coming back
reg.
to
Yeah,
see. Yeah,
right.
so totally.
Yeah.
So then Mrs. Greenlee excuses herself, and now they're all
Hmm.
freaked out. Even Kate and Allie are like, "Oh no, yeah.
All
So who
freaked
is
out.
that in the closet?" And
Yes.
now this is where poor YouTube editing, because they all agree to go
It's
look in
so
the closet
bad.
together, and they open the closet, and that's the end of the
I
episode for me.
I was so disappointed when I saw this because they open it and there's nobody in there, and Kate closes the door and goes, nobody's there. And it's a hard
And
cut
that's
to
it.
whatever
That's it.
nonsense they want me
Yep.
to watch next.
Yeah.
So I had to do some digging, and it was kind of fun to dig around and to just try and figure out if anybody knew anything about this episode. I
Yeah.
found an article written about the episode by
Oh.
somebody, and it was almost like written in real time.
Mm.
It was a really interesting article. I might just post it because I found it hilarious. It's
Mhm.
someone who's never watched the show before, and they start typing. They're like, "Duh, duh, 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 duh," and at the beginning, they're like, "I'm not really sure what these characters' relationships are." It's again like they're typing it in real time. She's like, "They seem like maybe they're detectives and possibly lesbians." And I thought it was great. So since this person went through the entire episode beat by beat, that's where I got the beginning bit. And at
Mhm.
the end, here's what we missed. Kate closes the door and is like, there's nobody in there. Suddenly there's another knock at the door. It's that
Oh,
crazy man again.
the man comes. I figured we had to have
Yes.
him back. Yeah.
And he just pops in and he's like, I just wanted you ladies to know my wife said she had a great time hanging out with you tonight. And then he
Uh,
leaves and ba-dump bump. They all just kind of like look at each other. That's how the episode
perfect.
ends. Yes.
Perfect.
A real
Yeah.
perfect ending to
Yeah.
this episode. Yes.
Yeah, I thought this was a lot of fun. I liked it.
I had way more fun than I thought I was going to with
Yeah,
this.
same,
Yeah.
same. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked the whole, like you said, I love how they were like, oh, we're going to go with a little ghost situation
Yep.
here. All right. You could see how, why the show worked just because these ladies and their chemistry and their
Hmm.
banter together. Like we both said, I felt after watching this episode, which again, the show itself was a little, details are a little bit forgettable for me, but
Sure.
once we watched this episode, it felt like comfort. Like I was like, I want to watch this on a snow day.
Yeah,
That's
I
what I'm
felt
gonna
the
do.
same way. When I finished this, I was even like, I should look and just see if this is all online somewhere. Because I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
start episode one.
Same,
I'd go
same.
for it. I'd watch some
Find
Kate and
out.
Allie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind
Anyway.
of fun.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I
Happy
think
Halloween,
like
Kate and
yeah,
Allie.
happy Halloween, everyone. Thank you for
Yeah.
listening. I hope you enjoyed our other two full movie related episodes for Halloween.
Yeah.
And we will see you in 1 week because
One more.
you're getting three in a row here. Halloween
Yeah.
falls on a Friday, so boom, boom, boom. You got three in a row. You got the Howling. You get this Kate and Allie thing, and we will be back next week with Weird Science.
Right. There we have it.
If I'm wrong with that, I will go back and I will change it. I'll know at the end of our Howling episode if I'm right about that. I did not look, but I'm pretty
I
sure.
think you're right.
Why do you think I'm right? Did I send you a
'Cause
picture
you,
of what we were
uh,
doing?
no, yeah, you have before.
Oh, okay. All right. I wasn't sure because I think it is. Yeah, I think it's Weird Science and then Sly's Giving. I think.
Yes, that would track.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
That's it. This is how these
All right.
episodes end. They just peter
Yep.
out. Well, thank you for listening, everybody. We really appreciate it. And I did want to say this. People recommend movies all the time, and that's great. And if I can fit these in, I really try to. It is more difficult to try and find these types of things. It's more difficult to try and find cartoon episodes for holidays or sitcom episodes for holidays. So honestly, if these things are on YouTube and you know of something you want us to cover, let me know. Reach out,
Yeah.
send us a link. We'll check it out. So
We will.
I'm just asking for a little bit of help with these ones here, but we'll talk to you again in 1 week, everybody. Until then, have a great week.
Happy Halloween.
Boo.
Yeah.